Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for that accommodation. Mr. Chairman, esteemed members of the board and staff, thank you for allowing me the time to speak with you this afternoon. My name is Tom Ferguson. I'm a husband, a father, a longtime Fairfax County resident, and also one of nearly 40% of the Fairfax County residents who are Christian. As followers of Jesus Christ, you can imagine how disappointed we were when the Transgender Day of Visibility happened to fall this year on Easter Sunday, the most holy and significant day on the Christian calendar for over 2,000 years. We were equally disappointed that, knowing this, the board voted 9-0 to observe that day on Easter. But those events caused us to step back and ask ourselves how we might be able to better recognize the deep ties the church has to this community and the love shown by the church through its many acts of service and compassion. John Adams once famously said, "Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people and is wholly inadequate for the governance of any others." And so for these reasons, I am asking the board to help celebrate our county's rich Christian history by approving the following proclamation for Church Heritage Recognition Day. Now, I'm going to show you some mercy and not read all this to you, but we do have a few drafts. I'm going to leave for the Board of Supervisors drafts of this proclamation, but I'm going to give you a couple greatest hits. Is that fair? Okay. Whereas the Christian church tradition and the many churches of Fairfax County which partake in that tradition play a vital role in the shaping of the cultural, social, and moral landscape of the communities within Fairfax County, fostering the development of arts, education, and sciences. Whereas local churches have a rich and prominent history involving our founding fathers such as George Washington, George Mason, and other historical figures including Lord Thomas Fairfax. Whereas Calvary Road Baptist Church recently won a significant religious freedom victory benefiting the First Amendment freedoms of other places of worship in the community. Whereas the historical church tradition has had a strong role in the strengthening of the family unit as a foundational institution of society, advocating for healthy marriages and the importance of parenting. And then we have draft language, be it resolved that the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors does hereby recognize November 21st, 2024 as Fairfax County Church Heritage Recognition Day, acknowledging its profound impact on the welfare of families in Fairfax County. Be it further resolved that the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors encourages continued respect for and collaboration with the Christian Church and its vision to advocate for communities where all individuals and families are supported and empowered to thrive. And with that, I thank you for your time, and I will leave where appropriate drafts of this proclamation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I am Dr. Marty Baker. I am the senior pastor at Burke Community Church, and I've invited some of my 3,000 parishioners to join us today. My object is to talk about the importance of the local church to the county and to the community. And after being a senior pastor for 35 years, I could present a lot of points to you, but the salient points to me of why you would have a Church Recognition Day are related to the value of the church, such as churches provide love, care, and support for the needy, and that is inside and outside of the church. Churches provide an environment where people can learn how to live out the principles of Jesus Christ. His first sermon, the Sermon on the Mount, teaches great things. Like blessed are the peacemakers, blessed are those who are merciful, etc. So who would not want people to understand those core values to be a citizen of a city or a county? Churches provide moral stability and the adhering to belief in moral absolutes. George Washington, in his farewell address in September 19th, 1796, said, "Of all of the dispositions and habits which led to political prosperity for our country," he says, "religion and morality are indispensable supports." I heartily agree. Churches provide answers to life's biggest questions. I like science, but science can only tell us what is, not why it is. And religion, Judeo-Christianity, answers those questions philosophically, biblically, and with evidence. Churches give people wisdom for living in a world that challenges them to live unwisely. Churches give hope where there is hopelessness by pointing people to eternal values, not temporal values. The churches provide a perfect place for spiritual and moral accountability so people live better lives. Churches teach people to fear God and to respect authority, to respect the state and federal governments that God has sovereignly put in place. Churches are empowered by the gospel of Christ to provide the opportunity for redemption and restoration to people who can become great participants of society. Churches teach people how to emulate Christ's spirit of servanthood as opposed to being served. So humility is taught by and large. Churches train children how to think correctly, critically, and how to make great moral choices. And lastly, I would put forth to you that churches teach people the importance of loving others and by doing good deeds. And who could not want people like that in your community? And that's what we train at my church, and I'm sure represent many churches that teach the same motifs from the Holy Scriptures. So honoring churches with a day like this, Church Heritage Day, to me seems like a logical item for you to consider, and I would submit to you to champion that cause, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you very much.
Today really is a step in the direction of renewing our relationship and our love affair with our community of Fairfax, and just expressing that we are here. We are almost 40% of the Fairfax County population, and we thought that it might be a time for us to step back and just say it might be worth recognizing the amazing benevolence of the Holy Christian Church and the fellowship of believers in Jesus Christ, and the good that is done in this community very intentionally out of love, with nothing required in return, because we love this community. And so what we are here today is to frame that and to ask for this board to then honor our proclamation to have, if possible, November 21st, 2024 as a Church Heritage Recognition Day, or a celebration of our church heritage here in Virginia. And so that really is why we're here. It's as simple as that. It's an act of love and recognition for the fellowship of believers in Jesus Christ, the good that we do in this community, and the love and hope that we provide both here in the temporal and eternally.
I think it's an appropriate time for us to pause as a people and create a day where we stop and recognize all the clergy, the pastors, the priests that oversee thousands of people in our area for the good, challenging them to do good deeds and to follow hard after Christ and to become good citizens and good people. I think this is just a fantastic thing to do. So I'll be speaking today about the value of the local church for the community and giving ideas concerning that to validate that point. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be here to put this forth before the Board of Supervisors, and we pray that they understand and embrace our resolution.